From the Mayor's office, we're talking with Salem Mayor Kimberly Driscoll. And Mayor Driscoll, welcome back. It's been a while. How are you?
I'm good, Rick. Warm weather means extra swing in the step. Right?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Summers are coming. Madam Mayor, I would like to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, I noticed on your website, the city website recently, that there was a grant that benefited the Salem Fire Department. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're actually pretty excited about it. Chief Cody applied for a grant from the federal government, and with the help of Congressman Tierney's office, was able to get a grant to purchase new radios and equipment, which doesn't sound as sexy as it really is when you put it in the context of all of our communities are being forced to update their radios to comply with new digital standards. And those small little radios that you see on firefighters' bunker gear actually cost a lot of money,
right,
plus batteries and integrating it. So this grant will give us some training, allow us to purchase new radios, and that's really a lifeline if you're a firefighter out in the front lines, dealing with an incident. And so we're excited about getting that grant, and really helpful. It will be really helpful to us, and we'll avoid some costs that we would otherwise have to incur if we were on our own purchasing them.
Another public relations note, the renaming of the Salem Police Headquarters is kind of interesting.
Sure. Longtime Salem Police Chief Bob St. Pierre retired. He was 25 years as a police chief here, our longest serving chief. And as a tribute to that, the city decided to rename the Salem Police Station after him. Now, interestingly enough, that police station was controversial at the time it was built. It was a very big political issue about whether we should be expending the dollars to build a new station. And the chief really sort of put himself on the line, indicating how much they needed it. They were in an awful headquarters downtown, antiquated, too small, with a roof leaking in the evidence room and all the lousy things that can occur in an old building, and it really wasn't functional. And they got that police station commissioned in, I think, the early 90s, 92, largely due to his efforts educating the citizens here about the deplorable conditions that existed. So we thought it was only fitting to put his name on it, and it's terrific. It was a nice day for his family. He's got 2 sons, both of whom are on the department, and grandkids, and everyone was out, so it was a really nice afternoon for that.
Very nice. Now, you want to update us on the zip car phenomenon, because I talked with you about that recently, and I'm still not clear on that.
I'm wondering why we didn't invent Zipcar, Rick. Okay. It's a really cool concept.
That and Build-A-Bear.
That's right, exactly. Zipcar is a car-sharing organization where you sign up to be a member, a Zipcar or a Zipster, as they refer to themselves, and you then have access to cars that you can rent on an hourly basis at a fairly reasonable rate. So you become a member for a few bucks a year, you pay an annual fee, you get a card, you can reserve a car in different communities that have Zipcar participating for an hour, for a day, as long as you need it, really conveniently located. They're normally at commuter rail stations. You'll find them close to airports, things like that, so people can get around. Here in Salem, we have so many people who are living downtown. They may commute into work with the train or the bus or the ferry, and so they don't need a car all day long, but when you need a car, you want a car, and that's the beauty of Zipcar, that they will offer that lifestyle, to our downtown residents in particular, but others as well, that you can get wheels when you want them is what they refer to. And they're in town, 6 different spots, so folks who are living downtown now have a nice amenity. And the cost of the hourly fee includes all the gas, all the insurance, so it's really a good way to save money and live a little bit greener. For us, we're excited because it also means we're cutting down on some congestion with roads that were built for horse and buggy, we like to say, and an infrastructure system the same. Anytime we can ease parking demands and have less cars out on the road because people feel like they can share a car, that's usually pretty helpful. So.
The Zipcar thing, is it on? They have a website, I presume, where people can find out where they are.
They're like I feel like we're 10 times hipper now that they're here.
Right.
They're up, young company, really use the technology, in touch with their members. There are already 150 Zipcar members in Salem, and that was one of the reasons they sort of targeted our community. It's a very pedestrian-friendly, walkable city, and that's the type of places they like to be. So that, for us is pretty exciting. They had a car that they wrapped, like put wrapping paper all around, a little Mini, and I couldn't believe it stayed wrapped overnight, for the big celebration. Nobody touched it. So we're excited about having them here. And again, it will really help folks who want to live downtown, but don't want the extra expense of having a car, and it makes it a little bit easier.
Cool. Now, is the budget process ongoing, I presume?
It is. We're probably going to be submitting our budget to the City Council first week in June. We're trying to tie down a few things with a number of our unions around health insurance. That seems to be garnering a lot of attention, both at the state level and here, trying to control some of those fixed costs like health insurance and pensions. For us, $1.2 million is the increase in health insurance. So anything we can do to renegotiate some modest changes that we think will actually reap some savings would be especially beneficial. And that process continues. It can be lengthy. You know, you were here earlier and noticed we're in negotiations with all of our unions. That we have 8 collective bargaining unions that we have to sit down and negotiate all these changes with. So it's a bit of a time vampire, but I think folks are recognizing how difficult it is to balance the budget without changes being made.
And I would presume it's fairly complicated. It's not as easy as it looks from the outside.
You know, health insurance is an emotional thing. If you have health insurance for your family, you want to make sure it remains something that is available for you when you need it, and particularly if you are, you know, at healthcare providers often. You know, God forbid you're in a situation where you have kids or family members who really need a lot of attention. It can be costly if you're not careful with how you make these changes. So we're trying to be mindful of that, but at the same time recognize, you know, we just can't afford to have things like $5 copays and, you know, low deductibles or no deductibles for most health care services, and balance the budget and keep all the employees we have and preserve the services we have. So we're getting there.
Anything else you'd like to mention in this session?
One other thing that might be cool related to Zipcar is valet parking. So we had 2 sort of new parking initiatives. Parking is a 4-letter word in Salem, so we've got Zipcar that's here, as we talked about. We also are starting a downtown valet parking initiative. We have a number of restaurants that are all grouped in the same area,
right.
And generally speaking, in the evening hours, a lot of people want to get to the same spot. So we're hopeful by offering these valet services. Anyone who wants to pay a little bit more to not avoid, you know, walking or, you know, not have the hassle of trying to find a spot to park can avail themselves of this. And we really feel like for the 2 spaces we'll take up for the valet drop-off service, we'll be able to create a lot more activity with people who, you know, will be parking a little bit further away with the help of the valet and getting to where they want to go a lot quicker and hopefully enjoying themselves.
Interesting.
So.
All right, well, we'll get an update on that next time, and other things as well. From the Mayor's office, this is Salem Mayor Kimberly Driscoll for MSO Web Radio. I'm Rick Moore.